My friend, here is a challenge to you. I want to explore and analyze any data set without writing a single line of code to start with by myself. Can you do this? I challenge you, you will not be able to do this. Without writing a single line of code, you cannot start quickly to explore and analyze any data set. Are you willing to accept my challenge, my friend? Writing only few lines of code to explore and analyze any data set in Python? It's easy, my friend. Is that a challenge? You know what? The challenge is to not write even a single line of code to get started by myself, but still I should be able to analyze and explore any data set, isn't it? Challenge accepted. I'm going to demonstrate live right here, right now, not write a single line of code by myself to start with, and still show you how you can explore and analyze any data set. What are you waiting for? If you have not subscribed already, please subscribe right now and stay tuned till the end. This channel is all for simplification of the most complex aspects of data science, where I share a practitioner's tips and tricks, definitive ways of dealing with the complex projects in data science, and nuances of data science. Some of the underrated aspects of data science I bring to bear so that you will learn from my experience, and I'm here to commit myself to partnering you in your journey and in your pursuit of data science to realize your aspirations. Without much ado, let me dive in to demonstrate. I don't write a single line of code. Look forward to it. This is getting interesting. I'm sure you're all game for this. Let's take this challenge to the next level and make it even more interesting and exciting. Let's dig in. I think I should be creative here to take on the challenge, isn't it? Let me just explain. I'm going to make use of ChatGPT by OpenAI. Yes, I'm going to make use of ChatGPT. What you see on the screen is an example of a possible prompt that you could use it for questioning the ChatGPT, the tool. ChatGPT works on prompts where you give set of instructions like this, for example, which I'll go over in a minute. For the ChatGPT as a prompt, and ChatGPT consumes and processes this and responds as appropriately and as relevant as possible. So the challenge is therefore to create set of instructions in a prompt. Here is an example. What I'm going to do using this set of instructions for the prompt is to show you emphatically how I can explore and analyze any data set by importing the libraries, by importing the data set, by describing or summarizing the data set, and of course visualizing the data set too. Here is an example. You can take this example for the set of instructions for a prompt for ChatGPT. I'll just read it out. You can give something like this. I want you to be a data scientist and help me with the data exploration and analysis in Python. I have a data set name, that's a placeholder for filling in the name of the data set, consisting of number of rows, placeholder for the number of rows in the data set, and number of columns, placeholder for the number of columns in the data set. The target variable is target variable name, the placeholder for capturing the target variable name. Can you write a code snippet that imports the data set, calculates the descriptive statistics, and generates a histogram for each variable? This is a classic example of a possible set of instructions for a prompt for ChatGPT to meet my challenge of exploring and analyzing any data set. So now let me copy this in its entirety and go to ChatGPT. Simply paste in the chat window here the set of instructions, and I can press enter or I can click here to submit and wait for the response by ChatGPT. See, magic unfolds right in front of your own eyes. Voila! If anybody is tracking time, hardly took say 5 to 7 seconds. Yes, let me just copy this and go to my PPT, paste it here and go in the slide view mode. Yes, you have seen the skeleton code. I did not write a single line of code, friends. Be mindful of that. Make no mistake, I could generate the skeleton code in no time. 5 to 7 seconds is hardly any time spent. But what the time I spent, or what I insist you spending, is creating the creative set of instructions for ChatGPT prompt. That in itself is a skill. If you know how to come up with great prompts for ChatGPT, then you would simplify a lot of the complex tasks in data science endeavors. Let's look at the code. You have import pandas library as the first line of executable code, import matplotlib as the second line. Pandas, as you're aware, and matplotlib also are the most popular libraries in Python. Pandas for data manipulation, matplotlib, pyplot, etc. are for visualization. You have to execute these two lines of the code to import the respective libraries like pandas and matplotlib, and subsequently you have to read it as a CSV file. You can see here within flower brackets, dataset name is given followed by .csv. You can provide your file name here, assuming that the file is already in the working folder in your directory locally. So just give the file name. This is a placeholder, and executing this line of code, you will be able to capture the output as a data frame in an object called df. Pandas does the magic. Then on this data frame, call functions like describe, which will give you the summary statistics for all numeric variables in the dataset. Then call these two functions, df.hist for the histograms for visualization, plt.show for displaying the visuals on the console. How many lines of code? Let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines of code. I did not write a single line of code. All I have to do is just plug in this placeholder. In the place of this placeholder, just fill in the file name. That's pretty much. You are going to be using this code just by replacing this file name for any dataset for exploring and analyzing in Python. It is that easy to get started. You should know the basic commands, how to use it. All you have to do now is copy this code, paste it into Jupyter Notebook, replace the file name with your respective file name, execute these lines of code. That's pretty much. You know what? You can get started very, very quickly. You're up and running for exploring any dataset. How good is that? I've made use of a tool to augment my capabilities to do the exploring and analysis possible for me through the tool. But you know what? In the real world, what matters is not the programming alone. Make no mistake, programming and the tool are great enablers, but they are only the means, not the end by themselves. What matters is what you make out of this describe function in terms of the summary statistics. Let us say for a variable like age, salary, etc., in terms of your ability to make sense out of such distilled data by the describe function. What matters is the ability to interpret the output of histograms, for example, for distribution. How skewed or otherwise is the distribution? How normal or otherwise is the distribution? You want to spend more time on what matters, and what matters in the real world are data analysis skills. Programming is one aspect of quickly doing this analysis. So this is a live demonstration right in front of you right here, and hopefully this has delivered on the challenge posed to me by my friend. And this is where you leverage the capability of the tools and platforms for increased productivity and focus on what matters. And that is solving the business problems and being customer centric. I hope you have seen some benefits in this video. If so, give it a big fat thumbs up. And I hope you consider subscribing to my channel. Don't forget to enable notifications for the upcoming videos. I am Manjunath for Data Science Galaxy. I'll see you in my next video. Happy learning, happy programming, happy analyzing. Take care. Bye-bye. Congratulations, my friend. I thought you will not accept the challenge. But you know what? You have not just accepted the challenge, but delivered completely on my expectations. Thank you for being such a great mentor. What are you waiting for, friends? Why don't you subscribe? I have subscribed already and I'm starting to see the benefits of subscribing to this great channel, Data Science Galaxy.